Carolyn from Florida asks, is it appropriate to ask a licensing agent for a business card at Surtex if they're not engaged in a business conversation? And the answer is yes, it is okay. There are many booths, they put business cards out on the table. You can simply walk up and grab a business card. That's what they're there for. And I'm sure people would be happy to have you take a card and follow up with them later. Now, if you're walking Surtex and you're actually looking for an agent, I do recommend you follow the following protocol. And I use the word protocol for a specific reason because, as you may or may not know, there's a lot of people after the shows who complain about the fact that, they're in a booth, they've paid a lot of money to be there, and people were, rude or disrupted a meeting or something like that, which is just not acceptable. So you need to be just really aware and sensitive to those people in the booths because they're there marketing to the manufacturers. And while they'd love to have a new artist possibly in their agent stable, you need to get in touch with them when they're not having another conversation. So never interrupt a conversation at a booth. Stand back and wait until you can reach out to them, let them know you're there, hand them a card or whatever without interrupting. Always ask someone at the booth if they have time to speak for a minute. I find that people who don't ask that forget that after a meeting, you've got notes to take. You've got things to organize. You might have a meeting in 10 minutes that you're preparing for. So ask them if they have time to speak for a minute. Then follow through and don't just gobble up their time. Be quick and efficient and pleasant, and I'm sure everything will go just really well. But keep these things in mind. And if you are talking to somebody and you kind of are on a roll and they're having a good time and so are you, but you see others coming up to the booth, always assume that that person is a potential client for the person in the booth. Always, don't even really consider that the badge doesn't say that they're a retailer. Just make sure that you give the exhibitor a nod and let them know, hey, we can be done here. Just say, is this someone you need to speak with? They may say, no, finish what you're doing. Hey, and that'd be great. But they may say, oh yes, I've got to go. So just be aware of what's happening around you. Don't go up to a booth and ask somebody to look at your portfolio. Ask for a card. And ask them very quickly if on their website is the proper information for submitting a portfolio for a new artist, things like that. So just keep it real quick and brief, smile, say something that's memorable so they'll remember you. And it's, think of some way to connect with them really quickly. If they ask you to stay or ask to see your portfolio, that's different. Then of course, still be mindful and thoughtful, but that's can happen, it will happen, and that's fantastic. But don't assume that it will happen because these people are overbooked and they may have people lined up. You just never know.